Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whichever time zone you may be a part of as I'm recording this video. It is currently 7:19 a.m. in my hometown of Beham, Birmingham, Alabama. And in today's video, because I made this video specifically on behalf of a lot of my gentlemen, a lot of my brothers, my black brothers that is, who may have never been married before, however, may be contemplating on marrying pretty soon in the year 2025 or beyond. I hate to break it down to you, or hate to say this, to put it another way, but your chances are slim to none, brothers. One reason why is due to how the average black woman nowadays that's either in her 20s, 30s, 40s usually are masculine. You know, they usually have either multiple tattoos on their bodies and all kinds of parts of their bodies. If not that, they use a lot of profanity. Some use so much profanity, as a matter of fact, that they make the average, they put the average seller to shame. I'm trying to say, if not that, they usually, what else? Usually do a lot of heavy drinking. If not that, do a lot of heavy smoking. In most cases, all of the above. Not only that, but even for some of the women who aren't all the way feminine, but some of the black women who aren't all the way feminine, be prepared for, if you do end up hitting it off with a woman who may happen to be your speed, in other words, who may happen to be everything you ever wanted in a woman, be prepared for her to reveal something from her past, a dark secret from her past, whether she may have been with another woman sexually, if not that, whether she may have been molested, or whether she may have been in jail, done jail, either jail or prison time, and on, because it's so many women with dark histories nowadays, to the point where for some who may have been married before, some women, some black women, and are now divorced, that's one factor why their marriages didn't last long. Like I said, either they may have revealed to their exes that they may have had a lesbian experience prior to meeting their husband, or multiple lesbian experiences, if not usually either in middle school, high school, usually in college. If not that, she may have done some jail time for an extended period of time. If not that, she may have been molested as a small child, and just any kind of thing that some guy may have looked at as either a red flag or a deal breaker. And also, on behalf of my brothers, my black men who may be contemplating on marrying pretty soon in the near future, be expected for your ideal woman to have a BMI, a body mass index, between 28 to 29. In other words, have a sense of obesity, because the majority, according to statistics and data, black women are the main ones who lead the nation in being overweight, being obese. Also expect, brothers, for some of you who may be contemplating or may have contemplated on dating a female co-worker, especially a female co-worker who you just can't help not to resist, who's extremely beautiful to you, has a very nice shape, and you may happen to hit it off with that ideal woman of yours on the job. Although I wouldn't recommend, like I said in the previous video, dating a co-worker. Be prepared for her, if the two of you may become serious while working together, to have had some kind of sexual relationship or affair with one of your other male co-workers, whether it may be either a boss in some cases, or a male co-worker. In some instances, some rare instances, even a female co-worker, if she's a straight up freak in the streets, maybe all of the above, when all three is what I'm trying to say. Also, another reason why I would say good luck to a lot of my black men who may be looking to marry sometime this year in the year 2025 or beyond. Be expected also for her to have had a high body count. If you do happen to hit it off with that female, that very same female who may happen to be everything you may have prayed for in a woman, for some of you who may be the type who may be the spiritual type or religious type who may believe in prayer and all that. Let's just say that prior to meeting your future or potential mate, wife, you may have happened to met her finally after praying for her, only to find out that before you met, she and her to come out and admit it, to fess up the number of guys she has been with. For instance, she may have said she's been with as many as 5-6 guys. Imagine how much of a deal breaker that may be to you, and how turned off you may be by it. Because I look at it from this angle: when the more higher of a woman the more higher of a body count that a woman has, the more susceptible she is to spreading STDs. The more her value usually decreases instead of increases. As a matter of fact, for some of you guys, even for some of you guys who may be looking to marry a woman in the year 2025 or beyond, and maybe desiring a woman that's a virgin, good luck, especially on that, because the average female nowadays, I would say in her 20s, in her mid 20s or older, has had at least 3 sexual partners, in some cases more than that, due to how, for one, rappers by the likes of Sexyy Red, by the likes of Ice Spice, by the likes of Sukihana, do nothing but advertise sex. How it's good for a woman to go around being extremely promiscuous and still be able to, in the same breath, keep and gain that much more respect. So be prepared for her to also have had a high body count, or currently have a high body count, once you were to meet your ideal or potential wife, either ideal woman or potential wife, due to how there are hardly none nowadays that are virgin, hardly none nowadays that can even be faithful to one man, due to how they look at that as old-fashioned, some of them, due to how some of them look at that as corny and as lame. Although, according to the Bible, it's better for a woman to be committed and faithful to only one man, that she could be able to not only marry and start a family when after marriage. And speaking of which, I'm glad I mentioned the marriage thing, because be also prepared, fellas, if you may be a guy, especially without kids of your very own, and may happen to meet your ideal match, be prepared for her to have kids, either a kid or in most instances kids, by more than one guy. Because no matter how a lot of you guys, especially you guys in your 20s, specifically mid-20s and older, how you may be desiring to be with a woman who may be your speed, so to speak, who, in other words, may not have kids of their own, somebody who could be your equal. Be prepared for her most likely to have at least 2 kids. Because it's really hard to find a woman without, well, I'm trying to say, when even 1 kid. Also, if not that, if not her having a ready-made family, be prepared for her to have multiple piercings in her body in some instances, due to how women nowadays, instead of looking more, according to the Bible, more modest, appearing more modest and more ladylike, prepare her to most likely have a trashy image, if not excessive earring or piercings in her body, excessive tattoos. If not that, expect for her once again to be a heavy smoker, heavy drinker. That's why these are some of the main reasons why for some of my guys, my single guys who may be wondering what it would be like to be married, may be contemplating on marriage in the near future. These are the main reasons why it will be that much more harder to find a woman who is wife material, due to all the reasons and examples that I mentioned in this here video. On that note, make sure you like, you share, you subscribe, and also comment, because I so desperately like to hear your comments on whether you agree with my whole perspective on why it's hard to find a woman nowadays, for once again, for all my black men, to find a black woman who is wife material nowadays, judging from the reasons, all the reasons and examples that I stated. Until next time, I'm out.